Polished shoes on a Persian, sleeves rolled, cufflinks sleep. Smoke climbs past the wristwatch, ticking soft in the deep. Ledger open on the sideboard, ink dried years ago. One ring on the table marks where the nights would go. He don't talk about the weight, he just carries it. Lets the silence pour like amber in a crystal glass, that's it. If you feel the room lean his way, that's the life he's lived. He don't ask for your attention, he just has it to give. Shirt crisp, collar settled, gold thread in the seam, phone face down on the walnut, vibration held in the beam. Eyes read more than the label before the bottle tilts slow. Every yes, every maybe filed where the old ones go. He don't talk about the weight, he just carries it. Lets the silence pour like amber in a crystal glass, that's it. If you feel the room lean his way, that's the life he's lived. He don't ask for your attention, he just has it to give. Coat on the chair like a promise, tie loosened, still in line. Every answer in his pocket, but he waits, lets you decide. He's the calm around the question, the pause before the kiss. If you step into his shadow, you already know what this is. He don't talk about the weight, he just carries it. Lets the silence pour like amber in a crystal glass, that's it. If you feel the room lean his way, that's the life he's lived. He don't ask for your attention, he just has it to give.
Shade on the ceiling, amber in glass, second-hand jacket, clock moving fast, nameplate turned over, face to the wall. He signs what he signs, then he takes the call. No crest on the letter, just ink and a date. He says it once softly, decides what can wait. Some men need titles, he just needs his name. He lets the silence handle most of the weight, most of the blame. Some men need trumpets, he just clears his throat. This room does a rest while becomes the note. Folders like gravestones, stacked by the lamp. One stays unopened, edges gone down. He doesn't raise volume, he sharpens the pause. Let someone else stutter right into his cause. He's not here for victory, he's here for the foul, for the line that divides what is useful, what is exile. One hand on the ledger, the other on air. He doesn't lift a finger and still shifts every chair. Some men need titles, he just needs his name. Lets the stale smoke circle round every question, every claim. Some men need spotlights, he just keeps it down. This room writes a legend while he stays inside the skin. Whiskey ring on the paper, lamp hum low. He straightens one corner, then lets it go. Lamp in my back, leather under my hand. I breathe in, they wait. Ash curls up like a question nobody wants to ask. Tie hangs loose, but every eye's tired on my glass. He checks his watch, she watches me instead. Names disappear when I tilt my head. I don't speak much, but the room bends. Every glance, every plan finds its end in my silence. I don't stand up, I just let them descend. They all talk, they all fold in the room. The room bends. Coat on the hook, power sleeping in the seams. One nod, half smile, cuts the noise clean. He rehearsed his pitch on the drive in the mirror. Now he stares at his notes, can't see the lines any clearer. They feel the pause before I choose a word.
speak much, but the room bends. Every glance, every plane finds its end in my silence. I don't stand up, I just let them descend. They all talk, they all fold, and the room bends. I tap ash once, chair scrape back, door click shut, the air comes slack. He sits low, says little again. Another night, same story, same room that bends. Same room that bends.
Lumber, clock click, eyes leans and I'm glad it doesn't. One hand on her armrest, other hand stays clean. Photo on the blotter, plain name, plain scene. Ash hangs in a half light, smoke draws a slow line. He reads it once, not twice, then pushes it aside. He don't rush, he don't shake, every move and measure weight. When the door swings, fate walks in, he's already picked his seat. Quiet men like him don't want it, they adjust the air, not the storm. By the time your name hits his tongue, it's done. Phone face down, screen dark, he don't take calls this late. He's got a list in his head, short, sharp, straight. He thinks about your last smile, like a date already set. Your choices were your own, he just clears the debt. He prays for mercy, he prays for proof. He brings excuses, he brings the truth. Yeah, he don't rush, he don't shake. No, every move is measured weight. When the door swings, fate walks in, he's already picked his seat. Quiet men like him don't want, they adjust the air, not the storm. By the time your name hits his tongue, it's done. By the time your shadow finds this room, you're gone. whiskey ring on the desk, smoke folding in the night. He clicks the lamp off last, leaves the danger in the quiet. Warm desk lamp, circle on the wood, smoke hanging thin, time moving like oil. He signs his name in a borrowed pen, lets the ink dry slow, never checks the clock. Cold on the chair, tie still not a tie, eyes on the glass, it's where the city stays out. He doesn't raise a single breath too high, every word he keeps has weight to the room. He does not perform power, he lets it arrive, sits in the center of quiet and watches you try. He does not perform power, he lives in its shade. Cold face, warm lamp in every choice you make. Folders stacked like patient verdicts, names on tap you hoped he'd never learn. He listens once, then lets silence answer. Your voice thins out against the hum of the air. A clock behind him ticks like distant shoes. You hear each second asking what you're worth. You fill the dark with nervous phrases. Yeah. He fills it with nothing at all. Your promises tremble, spill on the desk. His hands stay folded, steady as stone. He does not perform power, he lets it arrive, sits in the center of quiet and watches you try. He does not perform power, he walks where it waits. Cold face, warm lamp in all your silent stays. He does not perform power, there's nothing to prove. He just takes his time and never has to move. Thin smoke fading, lamp still burning, door click shut, and the weight stays on your skin. that car at the curb. Don't cry, let it breathe. Rain on the crowd, street lights stuck on amber, cigar tip hanging, tiny red planet in my hand. Jacket still warm from the room I just left behind. Whiskey on my breath, reading time more than days. You can hear me coming, and what I don't say, I just keep asking questions. I answer by staying still. I don't chase the night, I stand and the night leans in. World keeps moving fast around me, I just wait, doors decide to open. Watch checks me, quiet face, slow sweep of the hand, car door open like it's been expecting this pause. Driver knows the drill, engine humming at a whisper, conversation at the corner softens when I pass. Every step measured like I've already arrived. Nothing to prove to a city that's trying too hard. I don't chase the night, I stand and the night leans in. World keeps moving fast around me, I just wait, and doors decide to open. All her shoes on stone, lowland, breathing gold. Dust turns slow in air like time. Held in a hole. Long hallway waiting, walls listening in. Air presses closer as a shadow slips in. Coat sleeve, cuff length, brushed wool at his wrist. You feel his quiet before you know he exists. He is a man before his name, carved in the space he never claimed. You know the weight before the word. You feel the silence, not the sound you heard. Every step already there in the air. In the air. In the air.
steel. Numbers hum softly, clock hands barely wheel. Leather faint cologne, old paper, winter rain. You stand up straighter and you cannot say why or explain. He is a man before his name, carved in the space he never claims. You know the weight before the word. You feel the silence, not the sound you heard. Every step already there in the air, in the air, in the air. Ooh. No glance announced it, no phrase, no plea. Just the room adjusting around what you can't quite see. Your own voice smaller, your own breath tame, and still you recognize him long before his name. He is a man before his name, carved in the space he never claims. You know the weight before the word. You feel the silence, not the sound you heard. Every step already there in the air, in the air, in the air. Cut crystal, dark wood, buttercup. They understood. Sleeves pressed sharp on the arm of the chair, one ring catching that low amber flare. Leather arm and back untouched, still straight. He leans an inch forward, whole room hits the brakes. Folder on the desk, corners line exact, pen cap parallel, silver on black. He checks his watch once, not to see the time, more to see who watches, who falls back in line. Cufflinks, ever feel the set in his wrist. Tie not perfect, not a thread out of place. He nods one time, conversation shifts. Names get careful, voices lose their bass. Glass holds its shape in his hand. Slow swirl, dark, dark, quiet command. He don't have to say what he is, you can read it in the way the room stands. Glass holds its shape in his hand. Never in his face, venom soft, keeps his air safe. Chair stays center, feet flat, grounded. Every move measured, nothing rounded. Phone face down, screen off black. If it lights up once, someone steps back. Coats come off, then go back on. Nobody sure how long they've been gone. He signs one page, slide of the thumb, no flourish, no rush. Outcome done, door clicks soft, people filing tools. Each one studying the shine on his shoes. Glass holds its shape in his hand. Slow swirl, dark burn, quiet command. He don't have to say what he is, you can read it in the way the room stands. Glass holds its shape in his hand.
command. He don't have to say what he is, you can read it in the way the room stands. Glass holds its shape in his hand. Clock hums in the ceiling, screen glow on his hands. Last cup cold and bitter, names fading from the plans. Chairs pushed in at angles, one tie on the floor. Fingerprints on the water glass, a smudge near the door. He scrolls through the silence, unread on the phone. Their laughter in the hallway like it never reached this room. He stays after everyone leaves, breathing in the smoke, making space to believe if a choice is made and nobody sees. It still bends the branch, still carve the tree. He stays after everyone leaves, staring down the dark like it answers to him. Folder marked in red ink, corner sharp as thought. Window shows 1,000 rooms, none of them this loud. He weighs a single sentence like metal in his palm. Decides who needs a warning, who only gets the call. He doesn't raise his voice, he doesn't need a crown. Power is a quiet when you choose who hears the sound. Names become directions, faces turn to lines. He circles one in silence unless the night decides. He stays after everyone leaves, breathing in the smoke, making space to believe if a choice is made and nobody sees. It still bends the branch, still carves the tree. He stays after everyone leaves, staring down the dark like it answers to him. He stays after everyone leaves. Whoa, He stays after everyone leaves, owning every echo that never learns his name. Screen goes black on purpose, city blurs to gray. Coat still on the chair back, you let the morning say, stay. Ooh. Dark desk, amber rim on the glass, leather creaks, clock hand drags. The room turns before he says one word. Eyes lean
gets still, like it's waiting for a sign. He just breathes and the moment falls in line. Smoke climbs, slow spiraling, gold light. Folders closed, names tucked out of sight. One chair left, a little farther from the rest. Empty now, but carrying a yes. The room turns before he says one word. Eyes lean in, every thought already heard. Air gets still, like it's waiting for a sign. He just breathes and the moment falls in line. Calloused hand on the armrest, quiet clink, a flink flash, then it's gone like the blame. Phone face down, buzzing under his palm. He lets it ring, keeps the silence calm. The room turns before he says one word. Eyes lean in, every thought already heard. Air gets still, like it's waiting for a sign. He just breathes and the moment falls in line. Leather creaks, asphalt, clock ticks, he doesn't. Sleeve sharp at the wrist, tie straight, thumb on the knife. Eyes weighing every word, deciding what is worth a shot. He signs with a nod, not a flourish, just a line. Someone somewhere loose asleep, he just checks the time. He does not fill the room with noise, he fills it with consequence. Every silence, every still choice is a quiet, ruthless sentence. He leans back, lets the moment breathe, lets the brave ones talk themselves weak. He does not raise his voice, he edits what they get to keep. Smoke climbs like a thought, slow, deliberating sure. He's patient with the truth, cruel only when he's bored. Names stacked in his head like files that never burn. You walk in with a plan, you walk out having learned. He won't threaten, won't explain, just one question, said once by name. Then your heartbeat does the rest, writing answers in your chest. He does not fill the room with noise, he fills it with consequence. Every silence, every still choice is a quiet, ruthless sentence. He leans back, lets the moment breathe,
lest the brave ones talk themselves weak. He does not raise his voice, it is what they get to keep. Fill the room with noise, he fills it with consequence. Every gesture, every held poise is a wordless final verdict band. He leans back, lets the moment choose who will walk and who will lose. He does not raise his voice, he is where your future is. Coat button, door closes, echoes nothing. Black jacket pressed at the cuff, low light cutting his jaw in half. Smoke hangs like it's listening in, glass turns under the weight of his hand. Leather sighs when he leans back slow, gold watch caught in a candle glow. Some laugh breaks on the back of the room, then folds like it knows to move. Every eye on the man in the doorway, half in the dark, half in the heat. Silhouette sharp as a short answer, ice in his glass, fire in his reach. He don't say a word for a long breath, lets the quiet lean into his sleep. Every eye on the man in the doorway, like he's choosing who gets to leave. Shirt collar open, one breath down, pulse hidden deep under steady ground. His thumb traces the rim, once tiny rain taps out a patient count. Someone straightens a chair too loud, laughter thins at the edge of the crowd. He lifts the drink, watches it catch the shade, slow sip that makes the whole room wait. Every eye on the man in the doorway, half in the dark, half in the heat. Silhouette sharp as a short answer, eyes in his glass, fire in his reach. He don't say a word for a long breath, lets the quiet lean into his sleep. Gets to leave. Door clicks, lamp hums.
Grass sweats on old wood. He steps in, and the air remembers its place. Ashtray full of half decisions, folders fat with quiet sins, calendar stuck in yesterday, clock hands scared to begin. His coat hits the chair like a verdict, tie still straight, eyes still calm. One nod to the bottle, to the smoke, and every loose tongue tightens its jaw. When he walks in, every shadow stands at attention. Every secret checks its pulse. He doesn't raise his voice. The room just leans in closer. He doesn't hunt for power. It follows him home. He reads faces faster than files. One glance and a lifetime shrinks down the hall. Laughter dies mid-breath, mid-drink. He pours 2 fingers of amber, lets it settle before he speaks. Silence sits beside him like an old friend, taking notes. You feel your name on the tip of his silence. You feel your past trying to hide in your hands. He doesn't threaten, he just measures what kind of man you've really been. When he walks in, every shadow stands at attention. Every secret checks its pulse. He doesn't raise his voice. The room just leans in closer. He doesn't hunt for power. It follows him home. When he walks in, walls forget what they heard. Deals remember who they serve. He doesn't chase the fire waits in his palm. He doesn't wear power, he wears calm. Almost a murmur. Finish your drink. Say what you mean. He's already seen what you thought you hid. Invoices stacked like winter, numbers leaning on the lamp. Coffee ring on last December, spreading slowly through the stamp. Ink turned brown along the margins, phone face down, still buzzing faint. His thumb rests on the table's carved marks, names and years he never paints. He is the weight in the wood, the quiet nail that never shows, holding up the things that would come down hard on those below. No oath carved into granite, no flag hung from his breath. Only folders crease his calloused fingers testify across this desk. Outside, sirens braid with traffic, glass towers glow in late day haze. Here the radiator's coughing keeps its own forgotten phrase. Framed school photo in the corner, tilted when the drawer slammed shut. His knuckles split from younger labor ache, then steady, then adjust. He is the weight in the wood, the quiet nail that never shows, holding up the things that would break the ones who never know. No toast raised in his honor, no chorus calling out his name. Only deadlines met and doors kept open, drawing lines that never claim. Tremble. He stands in rooms that tilt, takes the blame like pouring concrete, lets it harden where he's built. Street lights clicking far off windows, evening leans against the glass. He straightens one white crooked corner, lets the silence answer back. He is the weight in the steady hinge that doesn't swing, bearing every small decision like a bell that will not ring. No sermon on his shoulders, no verse to polish what he's done, only dust and late day amber, and the work that says it's one.
Yellow lamp hum, sweat on the glass, clock hand stuck, let the seconds pass. One hand resting, leather chair sings low, brown ring on the desk from a life ago. Asphalt sideways, thin line in the air. He reads every silence like a dare. He never rushes the moment, lets the fear get loud, then fall by the time the storm walks in. The answer's carved in stone in his calm. You feel the room lean toward him, you feel your own pulse stall. He never rushes the moment, the verdict's already drawn in his calm. core. Yeah, that's what he's waiting for, yeah. He just blinks, then looks past you. There's a weight in that quiet, like he already chose what you'll do. He never rushes the moment, lets the fear get loud and fall. By the time the storm walks in, the answer's carved in stone and it's calm. You feel the room lean toward him, you feel your own pulse stall. He never rushes the moment, the verdict's already drawn and it's calm. Your lies hang then fade. Every twitch, every word you waste just proves the choice he made. By the time you beg for mercy, he is colder than the wall. He never rushes the moment, the ending's inked in the tilt of his jaw. He never rushes the moment, you were finished when you walk down that hall. Ice clinks once, he sets the glass down. Cigar burns out, he does not turn around. Brown glass, low ceiling, slow fan, coats on chairs, not wrecks, ash curling over armrests, clock breathing on the wall. Nobody says a thing, but the room has already taken roll. Laughs with his teeth, not his ass, cuffling bright, handshake glass, it's so wide like he owns the night. Keeps checking the door, keeps checking his phone. Now falling to the corner of the couch, one sleeve roll, one still pressed tight, loosen just enough to breathe. Spine straight like an oath I won't recant. Stories pile like loose receipts, names drop, dates mixed, details spun. My glass sweats a slow confession. Every ring on the table knows which one is true. This room already knows the way. Who brought the brick? Who brought the shine? Air leans toward the heavier side where the quiet keeps his line. This room already knows the way before word cuts through the smoke. Some chairs are built to carry nights. Some may fit the coat. Taps the label with a polished nail, lacks the price, not the proof. Talks about pressure like a podcast quote, like a story he borrowed, never paid back. My jacket's draped across the arm, wrinkled at the elbows, worn at the seams. Fabric remembers every late return, every door I closed and still replay. He fills the silence with empty glass, I fill mine with years between refills. He asks what I do, I tell him I stay. Let the answer hang where the smoke hangs thicker. Nobody points, nobody votes, but the corners cast shadows, and shadows don't lie. The lamp leans just a fraction toward the man who isn't hiding from his own reflection. This room already knows the weight. Who brought the brick? Who brought the shine? Air leans toward the heavier side where the quiet keeps his line. This room already knows the weight before a word cuts through the smoke. Some chairs are built to carry nights, some only lit, some coat. He talks on, I drink slow. I smells his polish hose. I stand first, glass empty, heart steady. The door closes soft and the room keeps my shape longer than his scent.